Hi guys, welcome to MGM tutorial. Today's topic is trigonometric basic class part 2. In this class, we will discuss the derivation of trigonometric identities and also their applications. Let us see what is an trigonometric identity. So before we start the trigonometric identity, let us see what is an identity. Identity means a mathematical equation which is true for all the values for the variable in the equation. So let us see the identities we have studied in the earlier classes. They are a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So it is an identity which we have studied in class 8. So in this identity you have two variables a and b. Whatever the value is substituted in the place of a and b, you will get the same result from the left side and the right side. That's why this type of equation and mathematical equations are called identity. Let us discuss another one. A plus b whole cube also you have discussed in the class 9th, which is equal to a cube plus b cube plus 3ab of a plus b. So here whatever the values of a and b you substitute here, you will get the same result from the LHS and RHS. So these are known as mathematical identities. But in this chapter, in trigonometric chapter, we have three trigonometric identities. Let us derive how to derive the trigonometric identities. First of all, let us consider a right angle triangle. ABC is a right angle triangle in which angle B is right angle. Okay, right? So ABC is a right angle triangle in which AB is right angle. We know that the side opposite to angle B. What is that? That is hypotenuse, and AB and BC are two perpendicular sides. Okay, right? Now let us consider an angle. Let the angle be C, which is equal to theta degree. Okay? By using this one, I am right angle triangle and Pythagoras theorem. So Pythagoras theorem is the father to derive the three trigonometric identities. Why it is called father means out of this Pythagoras theorem only you can get three trigonometric identities. So now let us write down Pythagoras theorem, which is AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. So this is Pythagoras theorem. We know that the square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides. So out of this only one Pythagoras theorem, you can get the three trigonometric identity. How? Let us see. First of all, I am writing here same Pythagoras theorem here. AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. Okay. Again, you have to write here AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. Same way you can write here AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. Here I have written the Pythagoras theorem 3 times because each time uses of Pythagoras theorem gives us one trigonometric identity. First of all, let us see the right angle triangle ABC. There are 3 sides, 1, 2, 3. మనం చేసే పని ఏంటంటే ఈచ్ సైడ్ ఒక్కొక్కసారికి మనం డివైడ్ చేయాలి. లెట్ us see ఫస్ట్ సైడ్ అంటే ఫస్ట్ సైడ్ ఇస్ హైపోటెనస్ AC. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ పైథాగరస్ థియరమ్ ని మనం AC స్క్వేర్ ని డివైడ్ చేస్తే అంటే ఈచ్ టర్మ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఈక్వేషన్ ని మనం డివైడ్ చేస్తే వాట్ యు గెట్? లెట్ us see AB స్క్వేర్ డివైడ్ బై AC స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ BC స్క్వేర్ డివైడ్ బై AC స్క్వేర్ is equal to AC square by AC square. Because here I have done dividing AC square to all the each term of the above equation. Okay, right? Now we can get AB square by AC square means it can be written AB by AC whole square. Okay, and plus BC by AC whole square is equal to, you can cancel this AC square by AC square. Then the result is 1. Understand? Now you can write the ratios of AB by AC. We know that AB. So AB is a side which is opposite to the theta and AC is a side which is a hypotenuse. So what is the trigonometric ratio which is related and which is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse means We know that is sine. Sine angle theta. This you can write sine angle theta whole square plus similarly you can write BC by AC means BC is the side adjacent to theta. Okay, right? Now AC is a hypotenuse. So you can write BC by AC means cos theta whole square is equal to 1. So we can write this here sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So it is an identity, trigonometric identity which is derived from the Pythagoras theorem. Understand? So it is a trigonometric identity sine square plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Same way you can write another identity. Let us see here the first side, dividing the first side is over. Now you can divide this theorem and same theorem by AB. Now we can divide the above equation to each term of the above equation. Let us see what we get. AB square by AB square plus BC square by AB square is equal to AC square by AB square. Here I divided AB square to each term of the above equation. Okay, right? Now you get AB square will cancel. The result is 1 plus now you can write BC by AB whole square because the square is to the both the term numerator and denominator is equal to AC by AB. Same way you can write AC by AB whole square. Now we have to write the trigonometric ratios of it. Let us see BC by AC. What is BC here? BC is adjacent side to theta. AC is a hypotenuse. Sorry, AB is opposite. So adjacent side to theta by opposite side to theta. The trigonometric ratios which is equal to adjacent side to theta by opposite side to theta, that is nothing but cot theta. So we can write BC by AB is equal to cot theta and it is whole square is equal to, now it is AC by AB. So AC is here hypotenuse, AB is opposite. So hypotenuse by opposite side to theta means we know that cosec theta. So you can write AC by AB which is equal to cosec theta and you can write whole square. So it is another identity you can get now 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. Understand? This is the second identity we derived. There is another identity you can derive from this theorem and same theorem by dividing another side, that is side 3 which is equal to BC. Now you have to divide BC square to each term of the above equation. You can get AB square by BC square plus BC square by BC square is equal to AC square by AC square. Sorry, BC square. Okay, right? I divided BC square to the each term of the above equation. Above theorem, Pythagoras theorem. Now we can write AB by BC whole square. Okay, right? Plus BC square cancel. Then you will get 1 is equal to AC by BC whole square because it is square for both the terms. Okay, right? Now we can apply the trigonometric ratios. So AB by BC. What is AB? AB is opposite side to theta. Next, BC is adjacent side to theta. So opposite divided by hypotenuse, that is exactly equal to, you know, that tan theta. So tan theta you can write, then it is a square you can keep plus 1 is equal to now AC by BC. AC means we know that hypotenuse, BC is R. So hypotenuse by adjacent side to theta, that is sec theta you can write and it is all square. Now we can write this equation tan square theta plus 1 is equal to sec square theta. So this is another identity. We have derived here the three identities. They are sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta, and the third one is tan square plus 1 is equal to cos x square. These are the three basic trigonometric identities, very useful for the function of trigonometric in algebraic uses. So I request you all guys, you must know the derivation of all these trigonometric identities. I hope you could understand it's perfect. And now let us start the application of these trigonometric identities in the sums. If you do a couple of sums, then you can understand the application of these trigonometric identities completely. Then you move to the solving of questions from the exercise 11.1. Okay, let us start. Here is a question which I carried out from your textbook, exercise 11.1 4th bit. The question is, if cos A is equal to 12 by 13, then find sin A and tan A. Angle A is less than 90 degree. So here is a choice of finding two methods for this question. Method 1, which is algebraic, and method 2, which is application of trigonometric identity. Just now you have discussed. Okay, right? Now let's see the method 1. Let us start the solution. Method 1 geometrically, which is given cos A is equal to 12 by 13. It is given in the question. Okay, right? As cos angle A means we have to draw a right angle triangle ABC, in which angle B is right angle. This ABC. Okay, we know that the side opposite to right angle is hypotenuse, that is AC. The considering angle is A. Here it is. Okay, now we can write cos A is equal to 12 by 13, which implies AB by AC is equal to 12 by 13. This is because AB means adjacent to angle A and AC means hypotenuse. Because we know that cos A means adjacent to angle A and hypotenuse to angle A. Okay, right? So we can write cos A means AB by AC is equal to 12 by 13. Here we have two measurements of the triangle. They are AB is equal to 12 and AC is equal to 13. Here AB is equal to 12 and AC is equal to 13. Then BC is unknown. Now we have to find the value of BC by using of Pythagoras theorem. So Pythagoras theorem says that by Pythagoras theorem we get, and BC is equal to, can write here AC square minus AB square. Okay, right? This is because Pythagoras theorem means we know that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Okay, so out of this theorem we can get BC is equal to AC square minus AB square. Now substitute the values of AC and AB. So AC is 13 square minus AB means 12 square. Under root, we can write 13 square means 169 and 12 square means 144. Now subtract it, we get under root 25. That means under root 25 is equal to 5. The value of BC is equal to 5. So here we can write BC is equal to 5. So we need to find the values of sin A and tan A. Now we can find very easily. Let us see sin A. Sin A means we know that sin angle A. So sin angle A is equal to the opposite side to angle A by hypotenuse. So what is opposite side to angle A? That is BC. And hypotenuse is AC. Now substitute the values of BC and AC. BC is 5 and AC is 13. Okay, right? This is the value of sin A, which is equal to 5 by 13. Now we can find tan A. So tan A means we know that tan angle A, that is opposite to angle A by adjacent to angle A, that is BC by AB. You can write tan A is equal to BC by AB. Now we can substitute the values of BC and AB. BC is equal to 5, AB is 12. So these are the values you can find in method 1. So you have to know that sin A is equal to 5 by 13 and tan A is equal to 5 by 12. Now let us consider same sum, same answers whether you are getting in the another method and application of trigonometric identities. Now let us do the method 2. Okay. Now let us solve the same question in another method, that is by using the trigonometric identities. before you use trigonometric identities, first let us check the question. What are the trigonometric ratios are given? అదే trigonometric ratio ఏమి ఇచ్చిందంటే cos A is equal to 12/13 and asking to find sin A. అంటే మనం sin కి cos కి రిలేటెడ్ ఉన్న ట్రిగనోమెట్రిక్ ఐడెంటిటీ యూజ్ చేయాలి. సో మనకి తెలుసు sin కి cos కి రిలేటెడ్ ఉన్న ట్రిగనోమెట్రిక్ ఐడెంటిటీ అంటే sin స్క్వేర్ θ ప్లస్ cos స్క్వేర్ θ అన్నమాట. is equal to 1. ఈ ట్రిగనోమెట్రిక్ ఐడెంటిటీ మనం యూజ్ చేసుకుంటే you can find the value of sin A and tan A. Now let's start the solution. Okay? We know that sin A is equal to under root of 1 minus cos square A. So we can get this one by the identity sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Just I wrote here A instead of theta. Okay? So already I have discussed this same matter in the previous class. I mean same class. Now let us substitute the value under root 1 minus cos square A means which is given in the question, that is 12/13 whole square. Now we can solve it. 1 minus 12 square means you can write 144. Okay? Now 13 square means you can write 169 under root. Now this can be solved. We can write here 1 minus 144 by 169 is equal to 169 minus 144 divided by 169 under root. Okay? Now we can subtract this. 169 minus 144 is equal to 25 by 169 under root. Now the square root of 25 is 5 and the square root of 169 is, you can write 13. Therefore sin A is equal to, you found here that 5/13. We can write therefore sin A is equal to 5/13. Same way you can find the value of tan theta, that is tan A means we know that sin A by cos A. Because tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta, you can write sin A by cos A. Now substitute the value of sin A and cos A. Sin A means we found here 5/13 and all divided by cos A means which is given in the question, that is 12/13. Okay, right? Now we can cancel the denominators, that is 13 and 13. Then we get 5/12. Therefore tan A is equal to, you can get 5/12. So this is the way you can find the values of all trigonometric ratios if you know, if you use the trigonometric identities. So both the method is valid. That depends upon your choice. You can write any method, but moreover you have to know that using multiple methods makes you the master in the subject.
Now let us solve the another problem from your textbook, question number 7.
Here is another sum which I selected from your textbook, from the same exercise, the question number 7. The question is asked that given cot theta is equal to 7/8, then evaluate 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta whole divided by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus sin theta. So this sum also can be solved in two ways, method 1 and method 2. One is geometrical method, another one is algebraic method. I am using trigonometric identities. Let us see the first method. Method 1, solution. You can write here given cot theta is equal to 7/8. Okay? Now we have to draw a right angle triangle ABC in which angle B is right angle and select angle A as theta, because the question is asked that cot theta. Okay, right? The right angle opposite side is hypotenuse and these two sides are perpendicular sides. Now we have to know that cot theta means the adjacent side to theta and divided by opposite side to theta. Okay? Now we can write instead of cot theta by AB by BC. Okay? You can write AB by BC is equal to 7/8. Okay, right? Now we have to find one more side, because a triangle consists of three sides. Here AB is equal to 7 and BC is equal to 8. Then you have to find the value of AC. Using same Pythagoras theorem, you can write by Pythagoras theorem, we get AC is equal to under root of AB square plus BC square. Okay? Now we can substitute the values of AB and BC. We get 7 square plus 8 square under root. Now you can write it 49 plus 64 under root. The sum of these two is 113 under root. So you can't find here root value of 113 because 113 is not a perfect square. You can keep as it is. H is equal to 113. H is hypotenuse. Okay, right? Now we have to find sine because it is given the sine and the cos. You have to find here sine theta and at the same time cos theta. Okay, sine theta means you know that opposite side to theta by hypotenuse. Opposite side to theta is BC, hypotenuse is AC. Now substitute the values. BC is equal to 8 by AC hypotenuse. Now we have found here under root 113. Same way you can find cos theta. Cos theta is equal to adjacent side to theta by hypotenuse, that is AB by AC. You can write AB by AC. Okay. Now substitute the values of AB and AC. You can get 7 by under root 113 because AB is equal to 7, AC is equal to found here 113. Okay. Now you can substitute these values in question number 1. The question number 1, it is given that 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta whole divided by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. Okay, right? Now substitute the values of sin theta and cos theta. You get 1 plus sin theta means you got here 8 by under root 113 into 1 minus 8 by under root 113. Okay? Now you can substitute the values of cos theta same way. 1 plus 7 by 113 into 1 minus 7 by 113 under root 113 because the value of cos theta is equal to 7 by under root 113. Now you have to see here numerator format and the denominator format. They are in the a plus b into a minus b format, that is a plus b into a minus b means we know that a square minus b square. You can write here a square minus b square means you can write a square, a means in the place of 1 and b means you can write 8 by under root 113 whole square. This is because you can write a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. By using this identity you can get this. Same way you can write here 1 square minus 7 by under root 113 whole square. Now you can get here 1 square means 1 minus 8 square is equal to 64. Then the square and root will cancel. We will get 113 whole divided by 1 square means 1. Same way 7 square means 49 whole divided by 113. Which implies you can get by subtracting this one 113 minus 64 divided by 113 whole divided by 113 minus 49 divided by 113. Okay, right? I subtracted here numerator and denominator. Now you can cancel both the denominators of the terms 113 and 113. Then you will get 113 minus 64 is equal to 49 divided by 113 minus 49 is equal to 64. Therefore, the answer is 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta whole divided by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta is equal to 49 by 64. So this is the one method we can solve this sum. There is another method I am using application of trigonometric identities. Then you can get the same answer as it is. Let us try the second method. Okay. Now we have to solve the same question in second method. Method 2. I am using of trigonometric identities. Let us start the solution. You can write the question now, which is given 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta whole divided by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. Okay, right? Now you have to write the question. Then you have to use the algebraic identity, that is a plus b into a minus b, because it is in the format of that. Then you can apply this algebraic identity, that is you can write 1 square minus sin square theta. Same way you can use the same formula and same algebraic identity to the denominator. You can get now 1 square minus cos square theta. So you can write here a plus b into a minus b, which is equal to a square minus b square. Okay, by application of this algebraic identity we can get this from the question to here. That means 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta. That means a plus b into a minus b. You can write here 1 square minus sin square. Same way you can write the denominator for that also. 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta is equal to 1 square minus cos square theta. So now you can write 1 square means 1. Then you can write sin square theta. Then you can write here 1 minus cos square theta. So here we have to apply another trigonometric identity, that is we know that sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. That means we can write 1 minus sin square theta means directly cos square theta. This is because if you send the sin square theta to right side of this identity, then cos square is equal to get the 1 minus sin square theta. So 1 minus sin square theta is equal to, you can get cos square theta. Same way you can write 1 minus cos square theta is equal to sin square theta. So as the square is to the both numerator and denominator, then you can write cos theta divided by sin theta whole square. So we know that trigonometric ratio, that is cos theta by sin theta, that is equal to cot theta. Okay? Because cos theta by sin theta is equal to cot theta, then you can write cot square theta. So as the question it is given that cot theta is equal to 7 by 8. Now substitute the value. 7 by 8 whole square. Now 7 square is equal to 49 and 8 square is equal to 64. So this is the way you can find very easily by using trigonometric identity. So the value of 1 plus sin theta into 1 minus sin theta whole divided by 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta is equal to 49 by 64. Already same answer we have got in the previous method. So this is the way you can solve in both methods, method 1 and method 2, I mean geometric method of trigonometric function, at the same time algebraic method of trigonometric function. Okay? Now let us solve the second question from the same bit. The question is 1 plus sin theta divided by cos theta. Okay, right? Now we have to solve this question by using trigonometric identities. Let us see the solution. 1 plus sin theta divided by cos theta. Okay? This question can be written 1 by cos theta plus sin theta by cos theta. Okay, right? This is because the cos theta is a term which is divided both numerator terms, 1 by cos theta and sin theta by cos theta. I separated. Okay? Now let us write the trigonometric ratios. That 1 by cos theta means we know that secant theta, that is sec theta, because sec theta is multiplied inverse of cos theta. Same way sin theta by cos theta means we know that tan theta. Okay, right? Now we can use the trigonometric identities. They are 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta. We know that, just we discussed now. If you want sec theta means we can transfer the square root, then it will be 1 plus tan square theta. Okay? Now we can substitute that sec theta in the place of sec theta is equal to 1 plus tan square theta under root. Now we can write here 1 plus tan square theta under root. Now we can write the same tan theta. Now you have to substitute the values of tan square theta and tan theta. This is because the question is given cot theta. Since the question is given cot theta is equal to 7 by 8, we know that cot theta is exactly multiplied inverse of tan theta. That is tan theta is equal to, you can write 8 by 7. Okay? Since cot theta is equal to 7 by 8, then the tan theta will be 8 by 7. Now substitute this value. You can get here 1 plus tan means 8 by 7 whole square plus tan means you can write 8 by 7. Now solve this question. You can write 1 plus 8 square means 64 divided by 7 square means 49. Then you can write here same as it is 8 by 7. Okay, right? Now you have to add these two number. You can add it 49 plus 64 divided by 49 under root plus this can be written 8 by 7. Okay, right? Now add these two number, we'll get 113 under root and square root of 49 is equal to 7. You can write now 8 by 7. Then the answer will be under root of 113 plus 8 by 7. Therefore, the answer of this question is equal to, you can get under root of 113 plus 8 by 7. So the question is solved. Like this, you can solve any problem, which are given in the question, either in geometric method or algebraic method, like using the trigonometric identities. Now the class is over. I hope you could understand all those bits. The remaining sums from the exercise 11.1 you can solve the next class. Until then, bye. Thank you for watching this video.